Hi guys, this is Ranjit, and in this video we're going to have a look at this newly launched mid-range noise cancelling TWS by JBL. The model name is this Tune 130NC, and NC stands for noise cancellation. This one does have that active noise cancellation, and this is a review unit, guys, that I got almost about 1.5 weeks ago, and it was sent by JBL India. So let me talk about what do I feel about this one. And this product is launching in India exclusively on Amazon India, and this product will be priced at around 4,999. So let's have a closer look at this one and see what it is. And guys, I'm going to look at this one. Many of you are annoyed when I'm using paper, so my notes, what I've made, it's on the laptop, so I'll look over here so that I do not miss anything. So let's have a closer look at this one. First, let's go with the physical overview and what comes inside the box. The box is like this typical JBL boxing. I like the Bluetooth is 5.2, so you're getting the latest version of Bluetooth on this one. And you can just open this. So the buds will be here. I'll show you what comes, but let me actually show you. So as you can see, you get some paperwork and all those things here inside, and you get extra tips. Actually, one is installed over here, other two are here. In fact, I changed the ear tips on this one, and you also get a small Type-C to Type-A charging cable. So that's what you get in the box. I won't waste too much time. I'll just keep that to the side, and I'll just keep it here. Let's come back to this one. Let me just zoom in a little bit to give you an idea. So here it has the JBL branding, and this is completely made up of plastic. I like its Type-C, so that's nice, and you can easily open it up. You also have a LED light over here, so you exactly know how much battery life is left. In fact, the battery life is pretty good. We'll talk about it later. So here it is, and these are the two TWS, and you also have a LED LED over here on this one, and these are the actual earbuds that you are getting on this one, and these are actually fairly light. So in fact, when you wear them, let's talk about comfort, because that's very, very important in any TWS. These being so light, I felt these are very comfortable in your ears, and I could wear it for hours and hours together. Just make sure that you get the correct ear tip, because I had to actually change. And so that way it's typical functional, and you also have the JBL branding on each of these. In fact, this is also touch capacitive area, and this one also is touch capacitive, and it's actually pretty big, so easily you can move around with that. And this is typical, guys. If you just, while music is playing, if you just tap once, it just pauses. Double tap goes to the next track. Triple tap goes previous track. And here you actually work with active noise cancellation, ambient noise, ambient aware, and all those things. I'll actually show all that in the app. I like the fact that this one is actually a full-fledged app. Generally, what I've noticed is that in this mid-range sort of pricing, we don't get full functional app, but here we actually get a full functional app on this one. Regarding the Bluetooth, again, it's wireless. So how is the Bluetooth range and pairing? I like the fact that this one actually does support Google Fast Pairing. So as you can see, I tested with the Motorola phone, and it just pairs up quickly. Right now, and I also tested it with iPhone 13 Pro and this Samsung Galaxy S22 Plus, and in fact I did not have any problems regarding this one. So works well with Android as well as iOS. And coming to the Bluetooth range was also very good. I did not have any interruption in the same room, no issues. Even in the next room, if I went, it did not disconnect. So again, the Bluetooth range was good on this. Next thing is, again, these days most of the phones do not have a 3.5mm headphone jack, so you will be also using these TWS to watch videos and stuff. And if it has lip syncing issues, then it can be an issue. I'm happy to say that I watched a couple of Netflix shows and even a lot of YouTube videos with this one. In fact, if you guys know, I traveled to Goa and I took this one, and I did not have that lip syncing issue with this one. So that way, it's actually good. Next thing is, let's talk about some of the special features on this one. And let me actually first I'll take it out so that it connects to this phone. I'll just use the Samsung phone. It also works with the iPhone. Let me actually show you the app. Let me just close this, and let's go to the JBL headphone app. And as you can see, right away, it just detected it. I'll just wear it. And here, as you can see, you have a lot of options. In fact, let me just lower the brightness so that you see it better. Yeah. As you can see here, it gives us an overview about the battery life on the case and individual buds. We also have the active noise cancellation. You can switch it on and off directly from here. But again, you don't have to do it. You can just directly use this one, the left tap on this, and here, as you can see, it changes to the noise cancellation, ambient mode, and all those things. So you can use the app or directly from this one. That works. But let me actually show you some of the ambient sound control. Noise cancellation is noise cancellation, guys. And let's be real. Yes, it does have active noise cancellation. And yes, it will drown down, what do you say, humming noise, AC noise or whatever like that. But you're expecting that if somebody is talking beside you, it will drown out that. No, that it would not do. Active noise cancellation is effective. And in fact, when you're listening to music, it gives a little bit more immersive experience, I would say. It has this ambient sound control. In fact, we have two modes in this ambient sound control. And I feel this is very important because generally these TWS, they form a very good seal. So even if the active noise cancellation is off, it passively will block almost 60% of the sound. And this is okay, great if you're sitting in the house or something. But let's say if you're going outside for a walk or a jog, then you need to hear what's around you. Otherwise, it can be dangerous. So we do have ambient sound control. And you have ambient aware. You can just enable it regularly. But let's say you also have an option of talk through. And if you enable this talk through, you don't have to take out the earbuds or anything. You can just talk to a person and that will do the job. So again, ambient sound stuff is done and it's done relatively good on this one. And you can shut it off, shut it on and all those things. I'll just keep it on. Next thing I really like on this one, and I'm happy that JBL has implemented, we also have smart audio and video. I'm just keeping it in the normal and audio mode, but we also have a specific video mode. If you're for some reason you're still getting lip syncing issue, I did not get even in the normal and the audio mode, you can switch to the video mode also. So we have those options. Next I really like is that you get a full functional equalizer on this one. By default, it will be in regular. I actually like this jazz preset. You can go to vocal, bass, club, studio, and you can also customize on your own. Let's say this jazz you want to customize. You can actually customize it. So, and you can now just save it as whatever. Let's say I'll call this, I'll call this jazz 2. Now it has saved it as a custom preset, that is jazz 2. So I really like this functionality that you can set your own equalizer on this one. I feel almost every TWS should give this feature. I don't know why they don't give it, but here you have it. Apart from that, if you go to this setting, here, as I've told you, we have gestures. And you can set if you tap what you want. Here you have complete control over it. Let's go with the right one. Right by default is playback control, but you can change it to whatever you want. So I like the amount of customization what JBL is giving with this app. I didn't expect that. I thought, yeah, it will be half-baked app, but the app is really good. And left again, right now it's in that, what do you say, ambient sound or whatever. But if you want, you can also change it to volume control if you want. So it is giving us that flexibility and I like that this thing. Also, another thing is that you can also upgrade the firmware on this one. In fact, I had got a firmware update on this one, as you can see with the screenshot, and I updated the firmware with this one. So the app, I would say, is very, very functional on this one. So good job, I would say, JBL with this app. And I like that the EQ function is there so that you can customize the sound signature as per your liking. So the app is actually really good on this one. And these days we are taking a lot of calls, video conferencing and stuff like that. How is it for calls? And here I was surprised because I noticed that many of the TWSs, especially in the mid-range and some of the even higher end ones, everything they get right, but the microphone quality is just not good. Luckily here, the microphone quality is actually pretty good. It actually has 4 microphones and I took quite a few calls with this one, and the other parties never complained that I was sounding robotic or tinny. That's the problem that I have noticed with many of the other TWs. So luckily, I would say in terms of microphone quality, also if you take a lot of calls, you will be happy with this one. Okay, next thing is regarding the battery life. Let me talk about what JBL claims. JBL claims about 8 hours plus 24 hours of battery life if you are using this with ANC. But if you shut off ANC, the buds just will give you about 10 hours of battery life. And the case will additionally give you about 30 more hours of life. So the battery life is really good. And in my testing, I would say the battery life is pretty good. You can get about 6 to 7 hours of battery life per charge with this one. And you can charge almost 3 times with this one. So battery life is not an issue. It's certainly better than many of the mid-range TWS, which hover around 4-ish or 5-ish hours of battery life. So that way, I would say JBL has done a good job with this one in terms of battery life. Now let's talk about the sound quality. How do these actually sound? And overall, if I have to sum it up, it's actually pretty good. But let me just break it down between the bass, mid-tones and high tones. Overall, I would say the sound signature is done pretty well. It's a typical, what do you say, JBL sound signature, to very pleasing to ears. But if I have to break it down with the bass, and here, as you can see, it says pure bass. And I was a little bit, what do you say, worried that the bass will be super excessive or something like that. That's not the case. Yes, the bass is definitely elevated a little bit, but it's not that much elevated that it is so boomy that it irritates you. The bass is done well. In fact, I actually, as I've told you, I'm using the jazz preset and I increase the bass a little bit than the default, and I like the sound signature. So in terms of bass, it's done well. It's not boomy or something like that. So considering the price point around 5,000, I would rate this one as 8.5 out of 10 in terms of bass. Now, if we talk about the mid-tones and the vocals, these were also produced very well, crystal clear. I enjoyed it. The vocals sound beautiful on this one. Also, the stereo imaging is done very well on this one. So the vocals come out very good on this one. And here also I would get a very high rating of 8.5 out of 10. Now coming to the high tones and the shimmers, these are also done very well, and there is no that here fatiguing sound or something. It's not super sharp, I would say, so you don't get that fatiguing even after listening for long periods of hour. But if I have to rate the treble, I would rate it 8 out of 10. In fact, if you know my EQ, I increased it a little bit, and I like that. With the app, you can actually customize the sound signature as per your liking, because not everybody likes a particular sound signature. So that way, I would say it's done well. Overall, if I have to rate this one overall, considering the price point of about 4,999, I would rate this one 8 out of 10. And guys, as I've told you, this product is going to be sold in India exclusively via Amazon India. So I'll leave the link in the description. So what do you guys feel about this JBL Tune 130 NC? Do let me know in the comment section below. Anyways, guys, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video. Take care, guys.